This yarn is so cool. That's so fun. So I'm gonna try to do it from memory. I'm really hoping that I remember the instructions correctly. Oh, that's kind of a bummer. I did it wrong. Hey y'all, it's Tara from yokieB.com. Welcome to my channel where I share crochet and knitting patterns and tutorials, as well as finished projects and lots of fun fiber things. I'm so excited to start on my mixtape sweater today. I have got to share this yarn with y'all. I mean, this yarn is so cool. I knew that I loved this yarn when I saw it, but seeing it in person, which is the case with all Knit Collage yarn, I think that it's beautiful online, but then when you see it in person, it's just that much more beautiful. And it is so pretty. Isn't it just amazing? So it's a combination of the Wildflower yarn, Serenity Boucle, and the Spun Cloud Light yarn. And this is the color Kaleidoscope. This is what the model was wearing with the short sleeve mock neck. And I love this color so much, and I was so excited to try it. I always love trying a new Knit Collage yarn. Every time there's a new one to try, I cannot wait to try it. And so I was super excited to make this mixtape sweater because it was going to use this yarn. So I've got all my skeins here, and I need to wind them into balls. I did wind one of them into a ball here. So this one's ready to go, and I think I'll go ahead and check my gauge with this one. The pattern recommends to check your gauge working flat and in the round. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that yet or not. We'll see if I decide to do two, but I'm definitely going to do the flat gauge swatch. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. Another thing too about working your gauge swatch in the round is that you have to cut the yarn, and I don't like wasting yarn for a gauge swatch. I know that sounds kind of funny, but I like to have all the yarn. So that's another thing is I mean, you could maybe work it out without cutting it, but it would be a little bit tricky. So that's another reason why I don't like making in the round gauge swatches. I know it's necessary sometimes, and especially if I was doing like color work or something, I would probably do it, but I don't think I'm going to do it with this sweater. Y'all, we have reached our first yarn transition right here. I just know that that is going to be one of the most exciting parts about working with this yarn is when the new color starts. So I have my first new color, and I'm so excited to keep going. I mean, it's just the gauge swatch, but it's not so fun. Okay, I've got what I'm going to measure. I definitely did a lot more rows. I did like double the amount of rows for the gauge. And then I did just like I think just one more row for the top of the gauge. I think that will be good, but look how pretty. Doesn't that make the prettiest neutral combination? I think it's so pretty, and I really love this particular print in the wildflower. It's just so pretty. I don't know if this one is available individually online or not, but I just think it's so pretty. You can tell there's like little flowers in it. It's really, really pretty. Let's see if you can see it on the pink a little bit more, but yeah. It's just got the prettiest print, and the colors are so pretty. All right, so let's go ahead and measure and see how close we are to gauge. Oh, I guess I should steam it first. Well, I need to adjust this camera, but I can't because I have a cat in my lap. So I finished my gauge swatch and measured it, and I think I'm gonna have to go down a needle size, which isn't a surprise. I'm a loose knitter for sure. The pattern calls for size 11 8mm needles, and so I guess I will go down just one needle size. I think that'll be fine. I did meet gauge on the number of stitches, just not the number of rows. I was off by several rows. So if I would have just been off by one row, I probably wouldn't fix it, but I think that's what I'm gonna do. So hopefully that will fix the issue, but I'm so excited. I just know this sweater is gonna be so much fun because each new color that you see is just gonna be so exciting to see next to the other colors, and I just cannot wait. So I'm super excited. Let's go ahead and get started. Here's the progress I've made this morning. I got to cast on. I did start using just these wooden needles that have a shorter cord. I just decided to use that for the mock neck to make it easier so I don't have to use magic loop in the beginning. But I'm so excited. I'm about to start the next part of the pattern, but here is the little mock neck so far, and I am so excited. Yay! My cat's excited too. Oh, also, I did end up just using the 8mm knitting needles. I'm hoping that it will turn out fine. I was assuming that my knitting in the round gauge might be a little bit tighter than my working flat. And also, I just didn't have the next size down. So I just decided to go with these, and I'm really hoping that it will work out. I'm going to check gauge as I get a little farther along and just make sure that everything's good, but I'm hoping that will work out. And I just finished the short rows on the back. I love this color palette. Even just right now, it's like these warm tones. And I just think that that's so pretty. So I'm super excited to keep going. Well, y'all, I brought my project out here to the glacier. It's so crazy, but we live just like a few minutes away from the glacier. So I brought my project here and I was going to work on it. I still plan on working on it, but there's no service out here, so I can't have access to the pattern while I'm out here. I did read it before I left, just in case, because I wanted to like familiarize myself with it, so it'd be easier to just kind of go with it. So I'm gonna try to do it from memory, but I'm not sure if I remember it correctly. So we'll see if I'll be frogging this, but it's just so beautiful out here. My daughter's just playing in the mud and having a good time. And so I will flip you guys around so you can see the glacier. Okay, so I just joined the front and back together. I'm really hoping that I remembered the instructions correctly. We will see. I just really wanted to knit, but I don't think I'm going to go too much further just in case I didn't get all the instructions correct. Because, you know, I don't want to have to frog too much, but I just really wanted to knit, and especially with this view. So we will see. I will keep you posted on whether I remembered the instructions correctly or not. Well, y'all, we are back from the glacier, and unfortunately, I did not remember it quite correctly. It's really, really close, and I almost hesitate to fix it, but I will, just because, you know, I should. I remember there being like a little bit of something different where I needed to cast on a stitch. I was trying to remember exactly how it went, and I was off by a little bit. So I think I might have this right amount of stitches. I haven't counted my stitches yet, but I will undo it just for a couple rows. Honestly, I was excited just to be able to knit with that scenery, and so it does not bother me at all to frog it. I was okay with the chance that it might not be right, but I was hoping that I somehow got it right. But it's no problem at all, so I will frog these couple of rows and then I will restart that section. And then I'm super excited because I'm on to just knitting in the round for the rest of the body, and then I'll do the sleeves. Super excited about that. This yarn, y'all, is so much fun to work with because you just have a new like surprise or treat for each row that you do. It's just so exciting, and I love projects like that where you're just so excited to knit it. So this yarn is so much fun to knit with, but I do have one more thing I want to share with you guys. A few months ago, I can't remember exactly when it was, Knit Collage did a collaboration with Moondrake, an indie yarn dyer. Her yarns are absolutely beautiful, and I had my eye on them forever. I so wanted to buy this yarn, but I couldn't at the time. But with this knit along, I realized that there were still a few skeins skeins left. So I wanted to make a flow stay cardi with this yarn. I just opened this. I mean, I knew it was gonna be beautiful, but it's even more beautiful in person. So this is the yarn. Oh my goodness, you guys. It's called Ultraviolet Unicorn, and it is the Spun Cloud Light. And this is the non-sparkle base, but there's also a sparkle base. There may be a little bit left in the shop, I'm not sure. I know these are like a one of a kind, like they're not gonna be doing it again. And so I am so excited to have been able to purchase this. So this pattern also has a felting kit. And y'all, actually I'm gonna bring you over here to see it because I think it'll be easier so I don't dump it all on the floor. But just look at all these colors. I mean, it's just so beautiful. I don't know exactly yet if I'm gonna go with the flower motif that is on the pattern, which I love, it's beautiful, or if I want to do something else. I'm not sure, but I'm so excited. I'm not even sure exactly what colors. It'll be fun to like play around with it. I'm gonna do a separate project vlog for my flow state cardi, but I just want to show you guys this yarn because y'all, I just can't get over it. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I cannot wait to start knitting this up either. You guys can relate, but almost every time I put needles back on, put the stitches back on the needle, I almost always put them on the wrong way. So, and then I have to like twist the stitch the correct way when I'm going back and knitting the stitches. It's so funny because every time I'm like, oh yes, this is the right way, it's gonna be right. But then somehow I almost always do it wrong. Or if I do get it right, I'm like, oh, how did I do that? It's so funny because I've done it so many times and I still get it wrong every time. I my goodness, you guys. I actually put the stitches back on here correctly. Well, I spoke a little too soon because these are not on here correctly, so I'll be twisting those. I mean, I do have to say that these stitches, thankfully, were correct, but these, not so much. You guys, do you see this stitch marker right here? This is a stitch that I marked because when I was putting the stitches back on the needles, I missed it, and so I didn't want it to fall down. I didn't want it to come out anymore, and oh my goodness, I have not been knitting it. So I'm gonna have to fix that. Oh, that's kind of a bummer. Sorry for the bathroom. This is the only mirror that we have right now. So here is how far I've gotten on my sweater. I'm trying to decide how long I want this part to be. So I still have the little split hem area. And so I can't decide if I want to go the full length that the pattern calls for, or if I want to kind of like crop it a little bit more, maybe just do a couple more inches for like high-waisted pants. So I'm trying to decide on that. We'll see. I have bound off the edges of my sweater and I'm ready to start the sleeves. I was trying to decide how I wanted the color pattern to go when it came to the sleeves. So when you wrap up your yarn, there is a pattern to, I mean, it looks kind of random. Oops. It looks kind of random in the way that the stripes are, but each of the skeins has a color pattern that it goes in. So you've got your neutrals and then your warm colors, and then it comes down here to the purples, the pinks, and then the yellow, green, and then blue. So here's an example of two that I've rolled up. My yarn winder is still in a bin somewhere, so I'm just winding these up by hand. If you wind it from the purple end, then this is what you start with, but then if you wind it from the neutral end, then this is what you start with. And so I was trying to think of how I wanted it to go. All of the skeins that I've done so far, I have wound up with the purple end first, so this is what I started with. This is where I started up here at the neck. So I'm thinking that I might want the end of the sleeves to be this neutral as well. I wound this skein up the opposite of this one. That way I can have the cuff of my sleeve be... That might be tough though, because I don't know that the sleeve is going to take an entire skein. Probably should have thought that all the way through, so I'm not sure. I mean, I could just have it be completely random, and I really didn't do anything here in regards to planning it. I did notice that about the skeins as far as how the color pattern goes, and so I wound up my second skein just like this one. So I started with the purple and ended with the neutral. That way I could start with the neutral right here, but I think I'd really like the end of my sleeves to be this neutral here. At the same time, it would still look pretty if it was random. I'm trying to decide exactly how I would like it. So that is where I am at. Stay tuned to see what I end up doing with the sleeves, but I'm about to start picking up stitches and I'm super excited about it. I love this little garter hem here. I think it's super cute, and the little split hem, and it's a little bit longer in the back than the front, so I think that's super cute. I did think about making the sleeves a flare sleeve because I think that would look really cute with this little turtleneck here. My only concern about that is it's not as functional to have flare sleeves. I feel like if you're trying to, you know, do your daily activities with flare sleeves, it just doesn't work very well. So that's my only concern with that, but I'll keep you posted on what I decide about the sleeves. I also haven't decided yet if I want to put these little ends in or if I just want to leave them out. Sometimes I just think it looks really cute to kind of have these ends just to make it look even more kind of scrappy. I'm just not sure yet. I haven't decided, but I can always turn these in to the inside when I'm done. So we'll see. We'll see how I feel at the end. So I wound up one more skein like this. This is my last skein, so I think I'm going to do both of the sleeves the same way. I'm just going to work with this purple first and then see where it goes. And I may adjust the skein a little bit if I want the neutral for the end of the sleeves. But now I've got two skeins like this. I'm going to start picking up stitches for the sleeves. Made it this far on the sleeve, and I'm just trying to decide if I like it this thin. I think I have a couple more decreases, maybe just one more. I'm trying to decide if I want to make it kind of a wider sleeve or if I like the way that it's looking. We'll see. I do think that once it's longer, I'll like it a little bit better. I just am not sure right now. You know, I might not even do any decreases. I'm trying to decide on that. realize that you made a mistake when you've been done with a project for a while and you're like, wow, can't believe that I did that? Well, that's what just happened to me. Now, I did think that I possibly had made this mistake earlier, and I think I intended to see if I had made that mistake, but I just forgot about it and then just kept going with it. And I think ultimately what happened with this sweater, I'm almost 100% positive. I'm 99.9% sure that before I put the hem on this sweater, I mixed up the front and the back. So I had put a stitch marker on the back to keep my place so that I'd know that this was the back of the garment and this is how I'm gonna do the front. And the hem is a split hem, so the front is shorter and the back is longer. Well, when I went to take the pictures and the videos, I was like, this just seems weird, like the way that the collar was sitting. I was like, it seems like, because there are short rows and everything in the pattern, and so obviously that's going to lift the back and have it sit nicely on the shoulders, but it just wasn't sitting nicely. And I was like, this is so strange. I wonder if it's backwards, but no, it can't be because I put the stitch marker on the back, so there's no way. Well, just now when I was putting on this sweater for this video, I decided to try it the other way, and what do you know? I did it wrong. So yes, this is the front of the sweater now, which has a longer hem now than the back, which is pretty funny, but it's fitting so much nicer. So what I will do is just take out the bottom and then fix the bottom hem. Thankfully, there's nothing else that I have to change. I only messed up on that part. The sleeves are the same and everything else is the same. This I thought was the back the whole time. So it's just pretty funny, but isn't it just the way that it goes sometimes when you think that you have it all figured out and you definitely do not. Needless to say, I love this sweater so much, and it doesn't matter if I got it backwards, I will fix it and it will be great. At first I was like, oh, could it be a fun new thing that the front is longer than the back? But I don't think so. So we're gonna change that and we're gonna fix it and make it look normal. So yes, here is my finished mixtape sweater. It is so fun, minus the fact that I mixed the front and the back. So that is my funny story for today. I do think it is hilarious that before I sat down to film this video, this is what I am just now realizing. But at the same time, I think it is great that I am just now finding out so that I can share it with you guys. I don't know what happened because I was so careful to try to mark the back so that I would not get them mixed up, but it's just one of those things. I just somehow got it mixed up. This sweater was so much fun to knit. I absolutely love it. I love all the color and texture. You get a new color to work with almost every single row, and it just makes me happy. It is so much fun. I did leave most of the ends just sticking out so that it added kind of a little more scrappy texture to it, and I really like it. For the most part, I kept the pattern exactly as it was. Here are the measurements from the pattern, and then here are my measurements. The sleeves, I made some slight adjustments, and then on the hem, I can't remember if I made it a little bit longer, but pretty much just the sleeves were the only thing that I made a little bit of a modification on. I did end up going with the turtleneck mock neck situation at the top and then the long sleeves. So the models for the knit along had the scoop neck with the long sleeve version and then the mock neck sleeveless version, which they are both so cute, but I really liked the mock neck and I wanted the extra sleeves. Here in Alaska, I'm probably gonna get way more use out of a long sleeve sweater than I would a sleeveless sweater, so I just decided to go ahead and make the sleeves long. Plus I just thought it would be nice and cozy. So I'm super happy with how it turned out. The only adjustment I made on the sleeves was I did pick up, I believe, 2 more stitches than the pattern calls for on the sleeve, and instead of decreasing steadily as I went down, I worked for longer and made less decreases. I wanted it to kind of match the boxiness of the sweater. I did toy around with the idea of making a flare sleeve, but ultimately went with just the straight sleeve because I thought that the flare would just not be practical. So even though I love a flare sleeve, I just decided to not go with it. I'm very happy with how the sleeves turned out, and I just really love this sweater. I know it's gonna be one of those easy like throw on sweaters that you can wear all the time. It's just super cozy, super comfortable, and I cannot wait to wear it all the time. If I can get the sweater fixed and finished before I upload this video, I will put a little clip in here of the finished sweater. I did want to share with you guys just a little sneak peek of my other project that I was making for the Knit Collage Knit Along. and that is the Flow State Cardi. So this is one that you may have seen me post, I think in my community feed about it, but this yarn is the, let's see, it's really kind of blowing out there. Get a better shot of it for you. But this is my Flow State Cardi. It is made in the Spun Cloud Light, but it's the Moondrake collaboration. So it's just the most beautiful neon pink, just, it's amazing. I have not done the felting yet. I'm very excited to get to that part. I just bound off the ribbing last night, and I've just got the sleeves to do, and then of course the felting. So I'm gonna watch the videos and learn all about felting on a garment. I've never felted on a garment before. I have felted yarn ends together, but I have not felted on top of a garment. So I'm super excited to do that. Excited to learn some things. I don't even know what design I'm gonna go with. I don't know if I'm gonna go with the flowers that are shown on the model here, which is so cute, and I may just end up going with that, or if I wanna kind of do a different thing. I'm not sure yet, but I'm super excited to keep going on this Flow State Cardi. The knit along was actually extended. Today was going to be the last day for the knit along, but it was actually extended for another couple weeks. So I'm hoping that I can get this finished by the extension date. Thank you guys so much for joining me for my Knit Collage Spring 2025 Knit Along project vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this mixtape sweater come to life, and that maybe it was inspiring or just gave you some encouragement for your own project. Hopefully encouragement that if you've made a mistake at the end, don't worry, it happens to everyone. But I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. If you want to see more videos from me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and give this video a like if you liked it. Thank you again so much, and I'll see you in the next one.